So I love seeing all these, oh my gracious, art falling down in the back. I love seeing all these introductory classes in the new year. It's very exciting to me as someone who is a lifelong student of spirituality and all of that awesome stuff, to see people wanting to get involved, being interested, and wanting to learn more. One of my favorite topics is the tarot, because it lasts your entire life. And when people ask me for recommendations of courses, classes, books, whatever, I always tell them it is your responsibility, if you truly deeply want to understand the tarot in your specific way. Of course, all the definitions may vary slightly, and of course it may vary slightly by topic too. A relationship card not applied to an intimate relationship may mean a business relationship, may mean a healthier relationship with yourself. And so understanding the differences in between that is going to help you be a better student of the tarot, be a better reader of the tarot, be a better seeker of anything. A lot of people don't come to the tarot or oracle cards specifically for divination purposes. And I think that's fantastic. I wish more people would approach the tarot in that way. It's specifically designed for that, but it tells the story of our lives. That's what it does. And when people ask me, okay, how do I get started? Buy a deck. Yes, you are allowed to buy your own deck. It used to be that it was traditional, that someone gifted you your first deck and you would sleep with it and all that other stuff. But the truth is you can buy your own deck. So find a deck that you like. I recommend, and I'm saying this with take it in your own way. I recommend you start the very boring Rider-Waite tarot deck. Why? Because the specific symbolism on the card helps you to remember what the meaning is, the basic meaning is behind it when you begin. After you've gone through the basics, absolutely get a complicated one. I have a deck specifically for love. I have a deck specifically for money. I have a deck specifically for seeing way into the future. So you can have a bajillion decks, and that's great. Don't forget to use them. You don't have to wait to charge it before you use it. In fact, as you're learning, you should be using it consistently. Should you charge it all the time? I don't know. It's up to you. Not up to me. It's up to you. And whatever tradition and practices you decide to follow with this deck. You may follow no practices. That's fine. Spritz it with sanitizer because we're in the middle of a plague, but watch again. If your cards are coated, it's probably safe to wipe them. But I don't eat or drink around my cards because when a few of my cards, decks, they don't make anymore, so I don't want them to get damaged or dirty. They will naturally get softer and worn and frayed as you go on and you use them. Hopefully, daily, to pull a daily card or pull a theme card for your week. But the one thing that I always tell people is start with your major arcana. There are 22, okay? Start from the beginning, start from your Fool's Journey, and study each one for an entire week. Why? Because, a week actually isn't very long. You really should be doing it for a month, a year, okay? You should be doing it for a longer period of time. But if you're new, and you're like, I just kind of want to find out what it is about, I'm curious, one card a week, starting with the Fool. Do it in order of the major arcana. After your major arcana are done, randomly pull from the minor arcana. Learn about the suits, learn about the themes, learn about the numerology behind what you pull each week, okay? Of course, you can always pull a daily card too, and once they present themselves to you often enough, you start to really understand it. But if you want to understand quickly, start from the beginning. So if you're starting this week would be the Fool's Week, which is kind of interesting because, with the Omicron picking back up, a Fool's Journey would really be going into this new year thinking everything's fine, we're going back to normal. That would be a Fool's Journey. If you are starting a new tradition or habit or resolution, that is the Fool's Journey. Now, when we see the Fool, we think idiot. That's not what it means. The Fool is really an inspired person beginning without knowledge. Okay, that's the important part. Fool does not mean idiot. It means you have that blissful unawareness of what you don't know. After practicing something for 10 plus years, crochet, writing, cooking, whatever you have mastered, you know things that a beginner would not know. And as a mentor, you would be able to tell them, hey, don't bother buying the really expensive equipment or that limited edition tarot cards. If you don't have the money to do it, start with the basic tools. And then as you can accelerate through your craft or your journey or your new thing, whatever it is, then you can buy some of the more expensive stuff when you're able to, okay? There are some people who are like, well, I don't have the cash for a tarot card deck. You know what? That's fine. You don't have to. There are free apps online. You could pick a tarot card a day. You could also make your own deck. In fact, that would be a fantastic art project. Could make you in a card each week. So I could pick me and do a collage, draw me as the Fool. The Fool is carrying a knapsack in the traditional deck. Well, what would you pack for your journey? Well, it depends what kind of journey you're taking. If we're taking our journey towards normalcy, well, maybe we're leaving behind the sanitizing spray and the mask. Maybe that's in a pile on the ground, representational of what we've come through to get to this point. Maybe instead we're bringing don't fall. We're bringing garden seeds and art supplies and yarn and things that bring us joy in the future. Also, people who are moving. Are you moving from the city? Is one of your goals to move to the city? So draw that as representational. That's never going to stay there, is it? Representational of your journey on your Fool's journey. If you're journeying towards health, draw a pile of junk food on the ground that you're leaving behind and pack your water bottle in your knapsack and some healthy snacks. There's a lot in each of the cards to unpack, and I think that's the point that a lot of introductory classes gloss over. They're like, okay, here's the basic archetypes. Here's their basic meaning. But if you are searching for a Fool in each of your days through the next week, well, the kids go back to school tomorrow. My Fool's journey today would be the time that I took to clean, wash, repack the backpacks, make sure everything is charged and ready to go for school tomorrow. Fool's journey tomorrow will be sending the kids off to school, fully expecting that everything's going to be normal. I guarantee we'll be in quarantine by the end of the week. I guarantee. I have feelings about that. I have feelings about that. Or maybe the Fool's journey would be to not send the kids tomorrow. Maybe the Fool's journey would be to hunker down, thinking it's going to get worse before it gets better, because valid. So perhaps my Fool's journey through the week is going to be getting that quarantine call and realizing that, hey, it's not over yet. My Fool's journey is going to be thinking I could pack this in the car. Okay, I'm all right. But that's why you need more than a day. That's why you need a week to see the theme. You need to look for the theme, because the themes are all around us. You could have picked the Four of Cups, the celebration of family and appreciation for what you have and celebrating moving towards something new. And it turns out that, you have dinner with your family one night, just schedule a game and a dinner night. And that's it. Well, you still have to look the rest of the week. What work are you putting in beforehand? Or you're setting up. You're setting yourself up for that card to be successful, for that to be representational. So we have to look for these themes. The path to the Fool's journey was maybe making New Year's resolutions, buying those fancy fitness planners and pants and weights. That was your path to the Fool's journey. The path to the next card lies in what happens this week to move forward, because each card is moving forward. And as you're moving on this path, which branches out, we have to understand that in every life choice we make, that branch goes off into many branches. And that's why I say you should do it a week. You should really do it a month. But if you're really interested in a deeper knowing, start at 0. Doesn't matter what time of the year it is. And each week, go through a different major arcana until you get to the minor ones. Then you can pick randomly, or maybe just focus on a suit a month and do a chunk of cards and look into that. If you're doing your theme week and then you pull one for the rest of the week, you can do that too. It depends how much time you have to dedicate to your study. As someone with 2 tiny people, I don't have that much time to dedicate to the study anymore. Really glad I did that ahead of time. But for someone who's really interested, a theme a week, and then keep a journal, keep a notebook about how it pops up daily, because it will. It always will. If you have dedicated yourself with the intention of seeing the theme of it per the week, you need to do that. You need to pick a Sunday night if you start on a Monday. So this week we're working on the Fool. I'm looking for that brazen open-heartedness, because it takes bravery to start out on a new path, to say, I want to do this. I have no idea how to do this, but I'm going to do it. And maybe, the person on the knapsack, you're not leaving on your own. Maybe your entire family is starting a fitness journey. Maybe someone has health issues and they have to go gluten-free. So really, you're all coming on this journey together. But there is always, always, always a tidbit, a seed, a hint of the theme, and you got to look for it. And that's a part of really the esoteric awareness too, is realizing that all the hints and clues are around you. You have to look for them. You have to interpret them well. If you got to understand the reverse as well as the right side up. So if we're studying the Fool's journey, maybe we're closing another journey where now we're really knowledgeable about something and we're ready to advise somebody about it, but no one has approached us to do so. And so that's kind of the opposite of the Fool's journey, is like the genius hermit who's like, I'm good on my own. I know a lot, but nobody's asked me to teach them, so I'm good. I'm good here. So look for that as well. Look for the representation of that opposite within the deck as well. All right, I hope this made sense. I really hope that if you start a journey, you have the passion and the persistence and the time and the heart to finish it this year. Happy 2022. Bye.